If you want to be supportive to other vegans, it's a fine line.
It's a fine line.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Those vegan guys. I thank you.
Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Jason.
And together we are
Those Vegan Guys.
Got myself a nice cup of coffee. Sat at kitchen table with my husband. Looks like it might be chat time, kids. Don't we slurp? Have you noticed?
We do slurp, don't we?
You're much more of a slurper than me.
Major slurper, particularly with a hot coffee. You kind of have to slurp a little bit, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
I suppose you do. So, as you've probably gathered by the title of this video, which we don't know what that is going to be at this point.
It's true.
We wanted to have a chat. You know, we did that video that I'm going to link up there about vegan mental health, preparing yourself, and are you ready to be vegan, which was kind of aimed at newbies.
Yeah,
really.
people transitioning or people who were thinking about it or newbies,
Yeah, people who were considering, taking the leap into veganism. But we wanted to have a bit of a chat about what we do as established vegans and how it's a kind of ever-evolving journey.
Yes, it is an ever-evolving journey for sure. And so we're going to touch on some of the key things that we've learned over the last few years. Almost 6 years now, vegan.
No, just over 5.
Oh, just over 5,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, just over 5. Thank you for correcting me there.
That's all right.
And also because we've had quite a lot of feedback from people watching who quite like this setup, where we're just having a brew, having a chat, dead relaxed and informal, down-to-earth veganism.
Yes. Do you know, actually, today is a 2-video day. As in, they might not both be uploaded today, but we're making 2 videos today, aren't we?
We are.
So if you're sat watching this and thinking, well, what was the next one? It will be stovetop sausage casserole, which we're going to have for our dinner tonight.
And that was, can I just jump in there? That was based really off a 30 second video that you shared a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, on Twitter. Actually, it was. I just got a close up of the pan while the sausage casserole was cooking, and said about to dive into this with mashed potatoes, and tagged the Linda McCartney sausages that it was made with. Next thing I knew, it had 70 odd likes, I think, or something.
Very popular.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's our angle. The angle that we come from with our veganism is exactly like our tagline. It's about down to earth veganism, which means sharing recipes and ideas that anyone can do. You don't have to be the most proficient cook. You don't have to have 17 gazillion ingredients in your cupboard. We're about making meals accessible and about veganizing the meals that we always loved as non-vegans, even as non-vegetarians. Example, sausage and mash.
Yeah.
And we understand that, there are a lot of established vegans that very much frown upon meat alternatives. And that's, I suppose, one of our questions is, should you be doing that? Should people be making vegans feel guilty? Or even questioning them for eating meat alternatives?
Well, it's bad enough to get the response from non-vegans when you turn vegan, which is very common past the question around the protein. The next question quite often for people who eat meat alternatives is, no, I won't do that.
I wish you had.
Why do you want to eat something that tastes like meat? Why do you want to eat something that reminds you of meat? So it's hard enough getting that from the non-vegan community without getting it from the vegan community as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's not forget that, a lot of people go vegan. Hopefully most people go vegan for the animals and for the planet. Mainly for the animals, though, which has a knock-on effect to the planet. So you're doing it for both anyway. So people don't go vegan because they don't like the taste of meat or fish or butter or eggs, or which is why we try to do alternatives to those things which are cruelty free, which still might be pre-packaged or processed foods, but it's all about being on your own journey, isn't it? It's all about exactly that, being on your own journey.
And we want to make the whole vegan journey as accessible as possible. And often the people that we talk to, just having like regular down-to-earth conversations with friends and family, it's often that. It's like, well, what are the reasonably priced, accessible things that are not going to take a huge amount of time, that I can cook in the kitchen and often not even notice the difference?
Yeah, exactly. And that's, if you know our recipe videos well, spaghetti and meatballs, puff pastry pizza, meaty pasta, shepherd's pie.
Shove things in pastry,
Cornish pasties, cookies. We've always been about offering that kind of friendly face, hopefully, to new vegans, so that we're not saying, oh, why would you want to buy bread? Why don't you bake your own? Because not everybody can, Karen. So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. She's always piping in, Karen, isn't she? She's always got something to say, that Karen.
Have you noticed Karen's one of our kind of names that we use quite a lot? Karen and Barbara. I use. Karen and Barbara are two very common names for me to use when I'm speaking about, a general nobody. And, but trying to give you an example. But we are moving much more towards the trying to buy things with less packaging, and it's very difficult. It's just difficult when you're used to buying certain things and you've already made your pledge many years ago that you were never going to buy non-vegan items again, and so you've done that. The next stage, the next stage for a lot of vegans is to start creating a lot of their own things at home, and to reduce their packaging. But being told that they should do that, we don't believe is helpful necessarily.
Yeah, I think you've got a good point there. It's I think without getting too deep about it, because
get deep.
We'll get a little bit deep. Get a little bit deep about it. I think from a psychological standpoint, as human beings, we love to help other people. So 9 times out of 10 within the vegan community, it's often coming from a really good place.
Yes, absolutely.
It is, and so this is not a holier than thou, statement. This is not a video about that. It's just encouraging vegans to just
be more helpful with each other and know when your opportunity, because when somebody's ready to start making their own whatever at home, they'll let you know, and they'll ask for advice, probably. I mean, I would.
Yeah. It's a difficult one, because somebody we're watching one of the vegan vloggers on YouTube the other day, and there was a few comments below and people having a conversation, which was great, and that's what we encourage people to get involved with discussion, make comments down below with your ideas and your suggestions. But one of the things that they'd said in the comments was around the vegan community. We have just the same amount of infighting as any other community that exists, and it really just stems from the fact that we're all human beings. But the biggest message that I took from a lot of the different comments was being a part of the vegan lifestyle, choosing this lifestyle. It doesn't suddenly mean that all your woes and all your problems are suddenly going to be resolved and fixed. So that being said, it's already a tough journey. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. It's already a tough journey to go on. And the most important thing of all is having people around you who can build you up and support you. You don't want to announce the fact that you're a couple of weeks into your vegan journey and all of a sudden you've got this list of 100 things that you've got to think about every single day and every single time you go to the supermarket. So,
and you don't want to be guilted.
Yeah.
By people.
Gently.
There was there's a group on Facebook, I will name it. It's called Vegans United. Lovely title. what does that imply? Oh, we're all united in here. That's great. Now, a good few months ago, there was a guy posted something in that group, and it was something along the lines of, if you're not doing activism of any sort, stop calling yourself a vegan. It was something like that.
Controversial.
Anyway, I clicked on his name because I thought that's a bit out of order. I clicked on his name and I noticed that he was a hit and run poster. He popped into that group every couple of weeks or so and basically posted the same thing but worded differently. And it always created this great big conversation because there's a lot of people out there that could, and I include myself in this, the times that I've thought about going to Pig Save, for example. If you knew me and you knew how emotional I can be, you would totally understand me saying, I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. Because it would break me. I'm fully aware of it, and I've got great admiration for the people who do that. But I raised a question about that as well, and it's something that's always bothered me. And I do get people answered brilliantly. So I got both sides, but I can't get this out of my head. So these people go to these pig trucks, as you've seen, and they give them water, and they just give them a moment of kindness before they're slaughtered or gassed, or it's all slaughter, but it's, I think the one that I'm referring to, which is not a million miles away from where we live, I think they're gassed. And my thought that I cannot get out of my head is, what if I was there, and of course I would give kind words and water and whatever I could do, what if I gave a moment of false hope to that animal? What if my kindness puts it in a place where it thinks, okay, this was bad, but this is getting better now, this is going to be okay, and then the next part happens?
Yeah.
That's what I can't.
That's it.
But somebody said, what if that makes it better for them? That moment of kindness calms them down. And so I got that too, but I can't get that out of my head at all. I think what I could do is a cube of truth.
Yeah, we've kind of gone off at one of your classic tangents here, haven't we? Slightly.
Well, no, because we were talking about activism.
Yeah.
We'd kind of swayed into but I don't ever want any of you to feel, have you heard me? You shouldn't ever feel that just because you're vegan, you should be doing some kind of activism. And don't let anybody make you feel that way, because I don't think that's fair either.
We're already, the amount of comments in various groups about people who have recently transitioned to being vegan and the guilt that they carry around that, we're all
about their history of meat eating.
We're already all that are on this journey, and those that are considering it, and vegetarian people to a certain extent carrying some guilt around that. So it can be made even worse by kind of almost being called out that you're not doing enough, or you're not doing the right thing, you're not doing the right type of activism.
It's not fair, is it?
No,
it's not fair really to make people feel like that. If you've chosen the vegan lifestyle and you are eating all vegan foods and buying all vegan products, and you're abstaining from buying anything that has anything to do with animal exploitation or cruelty, bloody well done. You're a great vegan.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to march in the streets or, go to a slaughterhouse or even do a cube of truth. Like I said, though, cube of truth, I reckon I could do that. But I'd rather be the talker. You know me. I'm quiet as a rule, aren't I?
As a mouse.
Yeah, I don't stem up. But rather than be stood there holding, because do you know about a cube of truth, by the way? It's, they wear the V for Victory masks.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta masks.
Anonymous.
Yes. usually they stand in a square and they all hold, you know, maybe it's an iPad, or seen people with laptops, seen somebody holding a little portable TV for today, and they show footage. But then there's somebody or a couple of people that are kind of around
engaging with the public.
Yeah, and having a chat with them.
Yeah.
That I reckon I could do.
So I suppose the moral of the story is on this particular point, in terms of us all trying to be better vegans, especially well-established vegans, is, you know, let's not be too hard on those people who, for whatever reason, are making choices or not to be active in helping other people onto the vegan journey.
Yeah, and don't be too hard on yourself either. You know, don't kind of lay yourself with bundles of expectations about, right, now I'm a vegan, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. If you're already on the journey, brilliant, well done. It's mainly about avoiding those products or services, or, you know, but none of us can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
the thing is, I was thinking about this before. Within the LGBTQ community, there are
lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and allies. LGBTQIA
yes
is the full acronym now.
Yeah. I don't think allies particularly will come into this point that I'm making, but within the community, there are jokingly what would be referred to as like gold star gays. Again, trust me, I'm going somewhere with this.
No, I don't trust you.
Yeah. And then you might even suggest, and I'm not going to go into the gruesome details because this is neither the time nor the place, that there could even be such a gay as a platinum gay, which is like the, you know, the top level that you can achieve. Exactly the same thing within the vegan community, funnily enough. And I think a lot of it stems from this. We have a subsection of the vegan community that is like the platinum vegans. And the platinum vegans can occasionally be a little bit disparaging and can sometimes put newbies off, because they're suddenly bombarded with all this stuff that they feel they should be doing, when really what we want to be doing is making it as easy and as accessible as possible, like I said before.
Karen, if you're making a vegan stovetop sausage casserole and mash for your kids, and it's vegan, you're already on journey.
Brenda's coming around later, and Brenda will love that.
Brenda likes the sausage.
So we've covered a few things so far. We've touched on the fact that it's sometimes difficult and it can be overwhelming and information overload and all that stuff. So in our quest to be better vegans, let's look out for our fellow newbie vegan out there. Let's try not to overload them and bombard them. Let's try not to make them feel guilty about the fact that they're maybe not doing the type of activism that others may think they should be doing, or not doing any at all.
Yeah. And speaking of, he said, watch this now, hear this bit now, considering all we've just talked about. Funnily enough, there will be some make your own videos coming up for those people that want them.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to do a make your own hummus.
Oh yeah,
I've not done it for ages, have I? And I do actually feel a bit lazy, because I do have the luxury of a food processor, you know, and I do have the access to the very simple ingredients.
Yeah.
So that'll be a video, but that will be for people who want to do it.
Yeah.
I won't share it and say, you should do this, you know what I mean?
And we're, like we said before, we're on a journey, the same as everybody else. We've been on a really interesting journey recently in terms of our culinary feasts that Paul whips up in the kitchen. We've been trying all kinds of new things.
Oh yeah, have you tried the bibimbap? I'm going to be putting, there's going to be loads of links in this here grey circle. It's there, isn't it? I'm trying to figure out where I am on the screen.
I don't know about stuff like that. I just do the editing. Who knows?
Yeah.
But there'll be loads of links anyway. Yeah, check out the bibimbap video. It's fabulous. Where was I? I lost my train of thought.
We always do this. We're ramblers, me and thee.
Yeah.
We don't script.
We don't, do we?
No.
It's gone. It's completely gone, my thread.
You were talking about just giving people a being supportive with people rather than kind of making them feel guilt. I mean, I suppose that's been the general thing about all this here conversation. And what I was going to say about putting a load of links up here, I'm going to mention and I'm going to link first 3 vegan related YouTube channels that I think deserve more subscribers. And that would be our pals over at London Vegans, Phil and Polly. So their link's going to be in the grey box. New pal, Faye. Have I got that right, Faye? I think so. From Vegan Vantage, who's got a website that you can take part in, interact with, and rate your vegan products. She'll be up there. And I'm going to link Phitzee again. Because I'm loving his food stuff.
Quick, simple stuff. Really accessible, easy to do.
Really accessible, dead easy to do, and even a kind of a step up from because there's a lot more natural raw ingredients in there. And
you just reminded me.
All right. So yeah, and I'm also going to give an honourable mention to the lovely Tofu Tommy, who's got an incredible story to tell. Has been to the darkest of places, the deepest pits of terribleness, and is now just check him out. He's a great guy.
Full-on vegan warrior.
Yep.
Without a doubt. So, penny dropped.
A collab. We've talked about it. We're going to do a collab at some point.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Don't know what we're going to do. We might do a split screen taste test. Or something. Or we might just have a chat.
Oh, we could do.
It's
over
like
across the border, isn't
Skype.
it?
Aye.
That'd be
he's
nice.
away up there in Scotland.
Yeah.
And we're down here in Manchester.
Yeah.
Oldham, to be precise.
Yeah, I was going to say before, when I lost my train of thought, going back, we've been on a culinary journey and it continues. So one of the things within the vegan community is, for all of us, don't be afraid of that. Embrace it, embrace the change, try new things, be inspired by others. But yeah, try and keep it simple like we do, really.
Yeah, and I've mentioned, I think in the last video, that we now have an Amazon affiliate store, because I know that a lot of people buy a lot of stuff from Amazon, me included. So we've got this storefront, and as people have recommended, we've filled it with products we use, and we've also been taking advice from people. I wouldn't mind seeing that there and that there and that there. And if you buy through the links on that store, we'll get a couple of pennies. All helps us to carry on doing this, and we really want to.
Like you said the other day, and I kind of, when I saw it, because Paul was the one that did set it up and did the post originally, coffee's gone. That's usually a good indicator though, in terms of time.
Yeah.
It does help us to buy vegan sweets. That was kind of how you'd originally posted it on Facebook when you let people know. But ultimately, every penny counts, and it means that we can review new products. It means we can try new things. I've got my eye on a few things from taking part in Vegan Hour on Tuesday night on Twitter. There's a few companies on there because I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. And I'd like to be able to review a few more things, and I know you would.
Vegan Vantage has just done a chocolate taste test video. We'll check it out.
Yeah. That's the whole thing, and great for mentioning that and setting it up as well, because you've kind of done all of that really. I've not really been involved with that side of things.
I was just quite interested in it. I realised that we could do affiliate links to individual products, and then it was like this thing came up, apply to be an influencer, and I was like, oh, all right then. So I had to put all our social media links in. No doubt somebody checked us out and said, yeah, we'll use that. I mean, it literally is pennies. It's pennies.
Pennies make pounds, though.
Well, that's the thing. But it's like
this.
If you're going to buy a product from Amazon anyway, and you can buy it through a link from us, which is not going to cost you any more. In fact, it might even be a pennies less, and we get a couple of pennies.
Everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Everybody
also,
wins.
don't forget to please check out our Patreon link, which is down there in the info. I've put so many links down there in the info now, just so you know.
There's lots to look at, lots to see and do, people to check out, wonderful things to discover. And that's kind of ties in with what this whole video is about, is that obviously we all want to be better vegans and we want to look out for our community around us, but we also want to continue to keep evolving and expanding and developing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it.
I think our diet this year particularly has, like you just said a minute ago, Jason, it is going through a kind of evolutionary period at the moment. But I think this year more than any other. And do you know what has done that? Watching YouTube.
Yeah, watching YouTube videos.
Absolutely, just connecting with, and I'm finding that those smaller YouTube channels that haven't got hundreds of thousands of subscribers yet are where it's all going on. There's a lot of great info out there and people are really trying, and it would be nice if the vegan community got behind the smaller vegan page on Facebook, YouTube channel on YouTube, obviously. Just, let's get united, guys. Let's start supporting each other, and things will be great.
Yeah, we're all human and we all understand that, so we all follow trends and patterns and shapes and all of those things that we gravitate towards, particularly on social media. We've all got those things that we lean towards, but yeah, I totally agree with Paul on this one. Some of the innovators are a lot of the smaller channels because they kind of need to be quite innovative, and we've picked up some great stuff which we'll pass on, we'll share, we'll acknowledge those people we've got ideas from, we'll always do that. Yeah, let's look out for our vegan community, let's support each other on this amazing journey, and let's keep doing what we're doing.
I want to read this because it's rather interesting. I wrote something on Facebook the other day, and I do enjoy my own writing sometimes.
Be careful.
What? Hey, there's no wrong.
I know.
Here we go. No, because I liked this. Right. If we don't scratch each other's backs, we all walk around itchy and irritated. If we don't share our excessive pie when we have it, some of us get fat whilst others go unnecessarily hungry. If we don't leave signs on dark roads when we've tripped on rocks others might not see, we care only for ourselves. If you're up, reach down for others. If you have plenty, give to those who don't. Share when you learn, call out when you witness wrongs. Being human, it's not rocket science.
Love that. Love it. Yeah.
That's kind of what the core of this, that's why, so now you know, that started. Because somebody else posted in that Vegans United group, go vegan, selfish. That was it. 300 likes, 50 odd comments. Straight away. It's like, it's a vegan group. You don't need to tell anybody that in here because everybody's vegan anyway.
A few moments later.
We've done it again, haven't we? We've waffled on for over 30 minutes and so our camera's gone, it stopped. I've no idea where it stopped. But anyway, I was
You just read your piece.
Yeah, and then I was talking about the vegan groups. You know, somebody comes in with just a kind of throwaway comment and it has all this interaction and vegans unite to interact on it. But then when you ask for help, when you're trying to share what you're doing to help, because what we're doing with this channel is a form of activism. If you talk to your friend at work about how Linda McCartney sausages are really low fat, so you can have 3 even on your Slim World diet, Karen. That's a form of activism. And yet, things like that are just kind of disregarded like they're nothing. And they make up the core of vegan activism, actually. With all the kind of actual, hands-on activism.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forming around it.
If we look at,
like a cube of truth.
How people react and respond to being encouraged onto the journey, as it were, then the down-to-earth approach, the non-offensive stuff, the non-gruesome stuff quite often is the activism that plays the biggest part in helping people move towards a vegan lifestyle. It is a little bit disappointing sometimes, I think, when you expect to get, and we're referencing what we've talked about already in this video just to kind of close things up, but it's a bit disappointing when you expect to get support from the vegan community and you don't get it in the way that you would perhaps like. But then we also have to acknowledge that it's human nature. It's how humans are, and humans behave differently on social media to how they behave in the real world. And actually having real world conversations with people face to face will often help them to get on board with helping you.
Yeah, I don't think just because you're vegan, I think it's a kind of misconception that even I carried for a while, that just because you're vegan, you're extremely switched on and aware of your own behaviours and actions, which might sometimes include commenting on or liking a throwaway comment from someone that means nothing and isn't going to go anywhere, and completely ignoring a plea for help, support from a fellow vegan who's really trying to make a difference and to help people to go vegan. We don't like to look in mirrors. We expect meat eaters to. Look what you're doing to the world. Let's look internally as well and look what we're doing to and for each other.
That's a really good point.
And let's just be a little bit more supportive and open to that support and answer the questions we're asked without giving a multitude of answers, which is what we were hitting on before about people don't want overfacing.
That's the thing. It's just like we all want to help, and everyone's got different ways of doing that. But just trying to be a little bit mindful of tone, context, how helpful it actually is to the person who has asked for a certain type of information.
I mean, I've taken some advice from actually some of the comments on our vegan videos, because if you remember not too long back, I was looking for pop-top jars.
Oh, yeah.
And then somebody had said, like, just buy such a thing and reuse, but I can't remember what they'd said about which particular jar. And I had 3 jars of curry sauce from Sainsbury's. Gorgeous. And I washed one out, and it's now in my fridge with my flax seeds in it. And that's just because somebody made me aware of it. They didn't preach at me. It was just a kind of, but not everybody can take that. Some people would be like, oh, just let me buy me flip-top jar. You know what I mean?
That's it. As with anything in life, it's a fine line. I think the underlying theme is let's just support each other, let's encourage each other. And I think a really good point you made towards the end there was let's not be afraid of holding up a mirror to ourselves in the same way that we expect meat eaters to hold a mirror up or look into the mirror that we're holding up. Let's hold a mirror up to ourselves sometimes and evaluate ourselves and how we're behaving and how we're looking out
Can
for
I sing my song now?
Yeah, sing it.
Right. If you want to be supportive to other vegans, it's a fine line.
It's a fine line.
Came in my head when you said fine line before. I was
it.
like, I've got it.
I
must sing this song.
Love that.
Oliver.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
God,
course.
it's an amazing film.
But I loved that particularly. That's going at the start of this video.
See, now you because I've mentioned Oliver and I've gone immediately to Nancy at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. See, I'm used to him going off on tangents. We've been together a long time. Is there something else you wanted to add about Nancy?
No.
You're just thinking about Nancy.
Well, she got killed at the bottom of the stairs, didn't
Spoiler alert.
I'm sure everyone's seen Oliver.
If you haven't seen Oliver, we apologise profusely. If you haven't seen Oliver, what have you been doing with your life?
The one with Oliver Reed.
Of course, yeah, the classic.
What's he called that plays Fagin?
I have no idea.
No, name's gone.
No.
Someone will tell us.
I'm not an Oliver super fan, just a fan.
Just a fan, yeah. Right, we're going to bring this one to a close because we've prattled on for long enough. We just really felt... I have to say we were scared of doing this video because what we don't want to do is come across as preachy ourselves.
Like I said, holier than thou,
Yeah.
far from it. We are not experts.
But we do think that we as vegans all need to take an internal look. All right, so we're vegan. We've become aware of all that. We're making a difference. Let's carry that awareness into how we talk to, interact with and support other vegans, whether they have YouTube channels or they're simply asking where they can buy brown rice wholesale. Do you know what I mean? Answer the question they've asked. Don't say, well, you could actually plant your own rice paddy at the bottom of the garden. Just fill it with water.
If I ever got a response like that, I'd be very upset. Very upset.
Not that that was an exaggerated version,
Of course.
obviously, but right, we're going to call it a day. We do love each other. It's because we're gays.
But more importantly, we love you guys as well.
Kiss. Mwah. Please be excellent to yourself and be excellent to each other, especially other vegans. See you soon, muckers.